Hello, this is Anna Imagination with the Philosopher's Garden. And welcome to This Podcast is Not a Conspiracy. If you are new to my channel, I am a philosopher, sociologist, and psychologist of 30 years. And after 30 years of schooling, this is what I have decided I want to do with my life. Wear a crown, sit down and do a podcast talking about conspiracies and how sociology links into philosophy and all of the shit that the history books have shown us and what they haven't shown us. So I believe this is officially the best day of my life. And the best day of my life is the day that I walked into my life and I realized this is the destination where I have been trying to get to all of my life. It was this minute where I went no, this is what this is. Today was the first day of my life where it went the way I would ideally want it to go. So this is what happened today. Today, I started my day with a group meditation. I was able to combine my meditation, my healing circle, and my philosophy all into one. So it was like a philosopher's healing circle. Oh, yeah. And that was as awesome as it sounds. I did that at 9 a.m. this morning. Maybe that's why I had such a great day, is because I meditated this morning. And then I had a meeting with a friend. And that meeting was soul food. And it was also the first episode of the Philosopher's Pilgrimage, which is my new podcast. And I tell you, I am in love with this so much. I have been wanting to interview people for a long time, but it was one of those things where the chemistry was wrong, so I couldn't quite get it off the ground. So this is what happened. Back a year ago, I wandered New York City, literally walked Manhattan, just interviewing everybody on the streets. And then I would document my findings afterward. But getting out of my home office and getting into the community has been a challenge for me for many reasons. So I decided instead to try something a little different. First, time passed. I had a lot that I had to straighten out in my brain. But it brought me to today, well, the last few days, where I finally reached out to people and sent out massive amounts of invites saying, hey, I want to interview you. Let's talk. And almost everybody is all over that. They're like, yes, absolutely. Let's do this. So I was able to start up interviews and I realized I want to record these things and put them on a podcast. And I realized that I'm a philosopher now on a pilgrimage, literally collecting perspectives. And that is what I do. I am a philosopher who collects stories because I have exhausted the books. I have exhausted the books. And I'm going, well, I'm just going to have to go talk to people now. So I started interviewing people and I spoke to somebody who's I consider one of my closest friends, one of my strongest supports through all of this. And we had an interview. It was amazing. And I uploaded it today. And with it, I launched the Philosopher's Pilgrimage podcast. Oh my God, did I love everything about that. And then after I did the interview with the Philosopher's Pilgrimage, I had a meeting with a gentleman who was the founder of one of the largest networking groups for celebrities and billionaires in the world. It's where all the billionaires and all the philanthropists and all the actual doers of the world meet. Now, I knew this thing existed for 30 years. I have been looking for it for 30 years. But you don't just get access to this group. You have to work for this group. And I knew they were out there. And I knew I had to network my way to find them. But you don't network to that group unless you drop certain words in a very specific way, in a very specific order. And now this is the power of manifestation. So that when you speak the words with precise meaning, the right people stand up and say, I will help you. And then you say to those people, this is what I want. And boom, they give it for you. And then I look at what I've got in front of me and I say, excellent. This is what we're going to do with this. Who is with me? Boom, they're with me. Now, this is what we're going to do next. This is the plan. Here's my PowerPoint. I'm ready to present this to people. Who has these people? Boom, they give me what I need. This is manifestation. This is what I've decided. It's manifestation. It's networking so that the right people are in the right place listening to your audience at all times. So that when I say to the universe, I want, boom, here's the people right in front of me pulling the strings, getting it done. Networking. Smart networking. That's how you manifest. I learned this little trick from the Roman Empire when I discovered the little shit they pulled on us to control us. Yes, that's right. That's my conspiracy. So I know there will be a day where I hug people and my hug will cure them, but not just cure them. They will then take that hug and they will pass it on to other people and they will feel the healing energy of my body radiate through the conduit into them, and they too will be healed, and they too will be able to pass on that healing energy through the world just by hugging. That's how I'm going to convert the hippies. Now, how I'm going to convert, I don't like the word convert. That sounds forced and manipulative, and that's so not what I'm doing here, because I'm transparent and honest, and you can choose to do this or not. I don't like the word convert. That's how I'm going to gain the support of the hippies. Yeah, that's how I'm going to do it. I've got 5 perspectives to go. Power, that's what speaks to a 5th perspective. Power and influence. Wow, that's easy. That's done. Okay, so I have the 5th perspective's attention. Let's do this. I'm going to show you how this is done. With the 6th perspective, you hug them. True story. The reason why is because a 6th perspective will trust energy before anything else. My energy speaks for itself. So all you have to do with a 6th perspective and hug them, and they will know you, and they will follow. They will at least listen, and all I have to do is speak. So for the 5th perspectives, the only thing that gets their attention is power and intel. You have to have influence and power, authority and power. I'm going to get this. Authority and influence. That's how you win over a 5th perspective. The 6th perspective. Now, these guys are a little tricky. They take their commands from the law books. So they don't really care who's in charge so long as the law books are defined. And then there's a lot of arguing over who should touch the law books. Meanwhile, I know how to get to a 4th perspective. You have to have someone the populace trusts, because it's a popularity contest. So you have to win a popularity contest. And it has to be someone that the 4th perspectives and the 3rd perspectives will agree on. Oh, oh, isn't that interesting? Someone who the fourth and third perspectives will agree on. Now that's fascinating. The third perspectives with him. Period. Second perspective. Fourth perspective says, first perspective follows the second perspective no matter what. So first perspective goes to the second perspective. The second perspective goes to the fourth perspective. The third perspective goes with them. The fifth perspective only listens to authority and influence. And the sixth perspectives go for the hug. The seventh perspective. Are you ready for this one? Only listens to the quietest in the room. There we go. So, while I'm out in the field and I'm talking to people, I have sixth perspective figured out, seventh perspective. I really cannot touch the first, second, third, or fourth perspective. Third perspectives I can get to. First, second, or fourth perspectives. That's going to have to be beaten with a popularity contest. The third perspectives are all about the what's in it for me. So the third perspective is going to require logic plus reward greater than the work required. That's it. Logic plus reward is greater than the work required. That's how you get to a third perspective. First follows the second, second follows the fourth. Third is with the whole what's in it for me, logic plus reward has to be greater than the work required. The fifth requires the authority and the influence, which I gained today. I gained the authority and the influence today. That is a big deal. That is a really big deal. And then the sixth perspectives, you just hug those guys. They'll believe my energy, nothing else. All right, so this is the plan. This is how we're going to get to world peace. I am not going to be secret about this process. I'm going to be very, very open, and I'm going to flaunt it. There are two things that are happening right now. We have the shifting of the ages, the age of authenticity, and this is when the world is changing. This is just the shift from fifth perspective or to fifth perspective. This is the fourth perspective going into the fifth perspective. Now, the next thing we're going to see I just had it here too. Aside from the world is changing, the age of authenticity is also the magic. You're going to have the magical adults. Now, the magical adults is what's the problem. It's not a problem. As they grow in number, the abuse is going to grow in number. And the first, second, third, and fourths are going to become highly abusive to the to the sixth, to the fifth and the sixth, the magical adults. And there's going to be a massive uprising, basically, where the magical adults are going to start asserting themselves back. Now, this is the problem. There are a lot of really hurt people who are sixth perspective, who are scared. They are hateful, even though they want to be light workers. Some of them, many of them, are bitter. Those are emotions that I have a lot of experience with. So whoever comes up with a plan needs to be somebody who absolutely understands every type of abuse that is out there. And somebody who also endured so much of it that they learned to learn how to live with it and get beyond that. When that person is found, that person is going to step forward and say things like, gentle mercy. Gentle mercy. And the next thing that person is going to say is forgiveness. And the rules. Rule number 1, don't scare the children. The right answer is always the one that does not scare the children. You all need a compass. There it is. You don't know if something's right or wrong? Don't scare the children. You want to know if you should or you shouldn't do something? Don't scare the children. If you are scaring the children, well then, that should be your compass to tell you how well you're doing, how much you're succeeding. You see, our children are little mirrors of us. They repeat 100% everything that we are. So if your child is terrified and you don't even know about it, that is a reflection on you. If your child is terrified to the point where they laugh and they pretend everything's okay, because God fucking forbid they don't, that's how bad you're doing. That's your truth. Emotions are our truths. Our children are our remorse. Gentle mercy is our salvation. And forgiveness, our only door to heaven or nirvana or whatever beautiful eternal paradise you want to plug in there. I'm going to say this again. Gentle mercy, forgiveness. Don't scare the children. Emotions are our truth. Our children are our remorse. Gentle mercy, our salvation. Forgiveness, the door to paradise. Don't scare the children. Sometimes sometimes I wish I was already in the future done with this. Now that I'm seeing it, now that I'm in the early stages of actually the visions lining up, oh my God, it feels so much better. I have seen visions of this since I was 4 years old, and I just could not articulate what I saw in my head. I just paid attention and I put it together. My insanity when I was mentally lost in my mind was so severe that I couldn't even speak for 40 years. Now I could say things, I could talk, but I couldn't describe what I was looking at. I could not articulate precisely what I needed to say. Today I had the best day of my life. I did that meditation and then there's the deja vu again. I've been here before. There's another one. They're going to come faster now. I am finally there. The manifestation is at the top of the hill and it's starting to roll. And it's going to pick up momentum so fast. At 7 o'clock tonight, I have another networking event. And my message is finally so fine-tuned, so oiled, so articulate. The resources so precise. And I realized I'm on the eve. I'm on the eve of it. And I've known for years that I would be here. I knew it. I groomed myself for it. I groomed my entire life for it. I remember reading about Ayn Rand, knowing that she was going to be famous, so she changed her name to protect her family who were left behind in Russia. No, her name is not Ayn Rand. And she knew she was going to be famous. And I remember thinking, me too. You just know it. And the reason why you know it is because, this is for everyone out there who dreams about being famous. It's because the world is too small. It's because you have these magnificent, magical wings behind you, and you can feel it. You can't contain it. You know that. Trust your instinct. Oh, you know you're going to be famous. And it's so funny. I connect with people in all stages of life. People who are just coming out saying, I'm going somewhere and I think you're part of it. And I go, I know. And then I keep going and I meet other people. I'm supposed to know you. Yes, you are. Follow me. Just follow me. And that is literally going to become the thing that I say. Just follow me. I know. And it's getting to the point where I'm not talking about it, and I really should be. I get about 2 to 5 people a week now saying to me, you're who I was looking for. Yes, I know. Now follow me. And I will see somebody and the universe will go, you know, and I'm like, I got you, girl. That's somebody I need. You belong to me. You need to come with me. I've been looking for you. So I'm like cherry picking people right now. Just like this person's. And sometimes, and I'll know it and I won't say it. I'll just like, yeah, you need to come with me. When I choose you, I choose you. And this one person I was talking to, he said, you know, I knew this was going to happen. I was just explaining everything to him. And he goes, you know, I know that I'm going to meet this person. I know it. And I'm going, they're in my circle. I know. Come with me. You're mine. And it's funny because it reminds me of Alice in Twilight. Remember when she was sitting in the 3rd book waiting for Jasper? Oh, that is so me. I so related to Alice. Like I'm just like, yep. That's me. And I know I'm looking for people. It's so funny because it started off with my partner where I'm like, I'm looking for you. I found you. I'm looking for more people. And I thought I was just looking. It's you. You. I've been looking for you. In 2021, I had to follow, and I found my partner, and my God, it was a year of the universe screaming at me, go to New York, go to New York, go to New York. And I finally stayed in New York, and I kept feeling like I have to find somebody. I'm looking for somebody. Yes. Look. And I was like, all right. So I got to a point where I would go to a bar and I would have 7 people come in, and I'd be like, no, you're not who I'm looking for. No, where is he? And I found him. And I don't understand it because he's gone. So and when I found him, it did not feel whole. I felt like there was a third piece missing. And I'm like, there's something else. I'm supposed to be looking for one more person. No, I'm supposed to be looking for all of you. And it was this moment right now where I just went, oh, you have to find me. It's the all of you. It's me walking around cherry picking each and every one of you going, I know I'm supposed to be here. Who am I looking for? Because I know I'm looking for some, because I'm looking for people. I'm looking for my people because she says so. And I was so traumatized that I could not allow myself to be seen. But you don't. The taller you stand, the more they have to beat you down into submission. And every ladder that I climbed, every stone I overcame, every obstacle that I had to push through, sometimes I heal and I go, this is what they had in chains. This is what they pissed on. This is what they slapped. And I just the people who are most guilty the people who were most abusive to me are going to be the most quiet. Because there's going to be that moment when they hear my name and they see what I am and what I've become. Oh, they will see my power and my authority. And they will have that moment in their brain where they will go, oh shit. Gentle mercy. Forgiveness. Forgiveness. Forgiveness is not an emotion. It is an action. And it's one you guys are not going to like. Forgiveness is the full action of when you come to stand before your abusers and you have the ability to pass judgment on them. And instead of punishing them, you forgive them. You know, whenever someone is sentenced to death after they have been found guilty of a murder, the family is left thereafter. Some people cry. Most everybody cries. And they say, I forgive you. It's not the words that defines forgiveness. It is not the feeling in your heart that defines forgiveness. It is them crying in front of their abusers. It is them providing vulnerability to their abusers. It's the ability to say, you hurt me, and now I'm going to get on the ground in a vulnerable position to reduce your fear. Because if you're abusing me that much, I can't imagine how terrified you are right now. I really want to just give every narcissist a hug. I really do. Because every time I hear about one, I just think, how scared you must be. So yes, forgiveness. After my meeting with this individual, he name dropped for me. And I didn't just get his approval. I didn't just get his network and his support. He has my reputation. That's what I got. I got my reputation backed. That's what I got today. My reputation was validated by two of the world's largest world peace officials and healers. I received a personal invitation to the Philanthropists World Peace Network. And I received invitation to the Health Global Movement, the Neuroscience Project. The Neurohealth Project. And I'm going, I do believe I now have clout. And I do believe I now have influence and authority, which means I can now speak out to the fifth perspectives and say, may I have your attention, please? One perspective down, 5 to go. I'm going to enjoy this because it's going to be transparent. I'm going to show you every step of this. I'm going to tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to do it. I'm going to manifest the parts that are a little sticky. I'm going to walk myself like a chess piece through this whole thing. I'm so excited. I could not tell you how excited I am. And this podcast, here I am at episode 3, and I'm just like, oh my God, I am so excited. You know what I'm doing here? I'll tell you what I'm doing here. Because other conspiracies will be like, oh, this is the conspiracy, man. And it's great. I love it. Oh my God, do I love those people? Those are my people. I love those people. And not really. I had a whole history with these people. First, it was, right. Okay, so here's what happened. I was watching the movie Red, right? What is his name? Is it Marvin? Marvin. Oh my God, I love Marvin. I have watched the movie Red like 18 times. This is what I do when I watch the movie Red. People are laughing at Marvin and his pig, and I'm going, ha, 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 guess what? You know, he's not wrong once. Not once. And I've watched people go, holy fucking shit, you're right. The whole damn movie, every suspicion, Marvin was right. Every move made, Marvin was right. Every paranoia, Marvin was right. So the first 5 times you watch the movie, you think he's a real idiot. Watch it again. Watch it again. This is a man who figured out that they were drugging him for years, and he escaped. To be honest with you, it's been something I'm terrified of. Oh, it's why I was so hesitant at first. I sat there like, I have some amazing information. How do I do this without being like kidnapped by the government and put into a Marvin situation where they're feeding me LSD for 20 years? Become public. Become public. Look at me. See me. Hi. And be online every single day. And then do this to the government. You see, if anything happens to me, my children, my loved ones, my network's network, you know I'm right. You know I'm right. So that's something I'm going to be saying a lot of, because checkmate. That's how you play chess with governments. So yeah, I'm like, all right, I could podcast every single day. Hi, want to check in today, just letting you know that everything is A-okay. I need like a code word. No, I know what I'm going to do. Nope, I know exactly what I'm going to do with that. Never mind. Easter egg. Oh my God. I'm having so much fucking fun. I'm just like, yes, how would I do this? And at this point, it's a game. It's just a game. And I'm just like, yes, oh my God. There was this moment I had yesterday. It was, oh my God. It was the moment. I had this moment in music theory also. And I had this moment in my writing. I had this moment in theater also. Oh, I'm there definitely with philosophy now, and psychology and sociology. I can't wait to be there with physics. Oh my God, I cannot wait until I'm there with physics. So this is it. It's the moment when you have the epiphany. Realization more than an epiphany. It's a realization. It's the big one. It's the realization of, I am a master in this subject. I am a master in this subject. Oh, I'm going to have so much fun. So let me tell you what mastery means. Oh, yes, I'm going to do it. I'm going to let you come. Please step into my imagination and let me show you what I see. Oh, this is the world I see. Imagine being so good at something that it's a part of you. It is you. So just by existing, breathing, talking, sitting, it comes on. As easy as talking, sleeping. We have 5 senses. The art and mastery of any subject gives you 6 perspectives, or 7 senses, or 8 senses, or 9. So that every time you step into your mastery, your subconscious mind takes over and play begins. Play begins. The subconscious mind is a play center. And I believe it's sentient. Which is why it has no consciousness, because it has its own consciousness, separate from us. but it has a very precise way of learning. It's definitely a play center. So when you step into this world, you realize that you become so good with a certain subject that you just move with it. And you have to choose which of these subjects you want to become. That is what it means. That is mastery. I had to choose all of them. Like, I couldn't pick one. That's why I became a philosopher, because the philosophy is all the subjects. I couldn't choose one. I want them all. I want it all. You're going to find the more and more you listen to me, the more I'm just like, this is my husband. I love him. I feel free. I feel like for the first time in my life, I'm able to just step out and say, this is who I am. I finally have the articulation to speak and say, this is who I am. It took a mastery of all of these subjects to articulate who I am. And that's just the thing, is it does take you. The world is changing. And I am so excited for the journey. It is going to be an amazing ride. And really, all I want in my life is to just document it. I want to just document it. I want to predict it, hypothesize, write it all out, and then just I lost all of my documentation and all of my notes. All of it. I want to cry a little bit. I had everything documented. Everything. From the time I was 8 years old and on. I lost everything prior to 2015. I lost everything prior to 2015. All of my notes, all of my documentation. The only thing that survived was broken. Literally, the only thing that survived was broken. I wish there was a way I could get that back. I really do. I would love to have my stuff back. I do feel like it's the eve before. Well, I'm going to say it. It feels like the eve before my fame. It feels like the eve before my world is about to just ignite. And this thing just snowballs. And it's going to be amazing. And I'm just going to come on every day and be like, so this is what's happened next. I made it. And I didn't think I would. Many, many times. You know, I know for a fact that if this came to me on time, I manifested nothing else but this for a year. Since May of 2022, all I did was manifest this. If the universe had given it to me within 24 hours, I would not have made the growth I made. I would have bypassed all the necessary parts. I would not have done half of the work I did. My work is complete. My work is done. My work is done. I have completed philosophy. There's nothing left for me to study. The only way I'm going to find new material at this point is literally if I read books and talk to people. And then I get to go on my podcast and reflect. Just, what do you think of this? Isn't this awesome? Let's talk about anything. Let me walk into your perspective. My books are written. My books are written. I don't have to run around and publish a bunch of books. It's done. The website's done. Everything's done. Now everything from this point on is just an upgrade. That's what I'm trying to say. From this point on, everything is just an upgrade. And I feel it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a storyboard, a PowerPoint on how I'm going to be saving the world with the God code. Oh, yeah. And then I'm going to use my podcast, this particular podcast, to walk everybody through it. And the biggest part is going to be the part where I calm everyone down and say, I know it's scary right now, and it's okay. I know how this is going to end. We have to stick together. And it's going to be fucking horrible when we do. That's why people turned on him. Christ told the people to do things, and the people did the things, and Rome abused them for those things, and they did not forgive Christ. That's why those people turned on Christ, because they needed to show Rome that they were not loyal to Christ, because Rome scared them and threatened them. I know how Rome thinks, and I know how to free us. The only thing I can't figure out No, I know what I'm doing. I know exactly what I'm doing. Like I said, I'm here every day. And the minute I'm not, you know I'm right. I'm going to wait until I have an audience of about 5 million before I elaborate on that. Yeah, 5 million. Maybe more. 4 billion. Half the population? What's the population in the United States? Okay, let me just do it this way. I would say 80%. I have to win over 80% before I disclose all of it. Okay, I know how I'm going to do. Yeah, I know how I'm going to do this. Like I figured it out a long time ago. Like once I was able to like put it all in place, the hardest thing for me to figure out with all of this was the checkmate. If you don't see me signed on, if you don't see me signed on, yeah, I'll give them all the information they want. Yeah, I know exactly how you do it. All right. Nope, can't do it, can I? Can't do it. Secrets is what destroyed this whole thing the first time around. There can be no secrets. Okay. All right. So I am going to be airing every conversation I have. Every meeting has got to be transparent. There's going to be 0 secret meetings. There cannot be. My politics are open door politics. Open window, open air. I'm going to call it open air politics. Open air politics is when you open the window to let the air pass through because you are 100% transparent about what you're doing. You see, it's in secrets and silence that you become manipulative. And all I'm doing is presenting logic, just logic. The only requirement here is to prove me wrong. That's your game. That's your challenge. If you can do it, oh, please do it. But if you can't, I'll let your subconscious mind figure that one out for you. So, I believe in something called open air politics, which means there's nothing behind closed doors. There will be a television station at one point where you tune in to Politics TV, and there I am. You can see exactly what I'm doing politically. But always watch the behavior. Always. Logic plus how they make you feel plus the behavior. Don't listen to the words. Don't listen to my name. Those 2 things are irrelevant. What matters is the logic, how I make you feel, and how I behave. How you behave around me. If you're changing your own behavior to accommodate me, that's a red flag. You should not be doing that. It's funny because I'm literally going to be spending most of my time teaching people how to spot a liar and abuser, giving you the tools that I would need you to not have if I were a liar and an abuser. This is really working out well. All right, then. All right, then. All right, good. All right, then. It's been fantastic. Like, I'm looking for, like, where's the holes in this? Yeah. I really feel like there's nothing left for me to do, really. Just sit back and enjoy it all. Everything will just fall into place. Everything's ready for it. And then when it's time for the upgrades, it'll be like, yep, there you go. Here's the money. Go upgrade. Wow, it's so easy. I just wanted something really, really big. You know, it's funny. It wasn't all of these things out there that needed to get prepared for me. I needed to get prepared for what I manifested. You know, that's really it. That's what you're doing. Every time I manifested my partner, I became this. It didn't change him, it changed me. Because I knew how he saw me. I knew how he saw me. This has been Anna Imagination with This Podcast is Not a Conspiracy. I talk big, I walk big, and I deliver. If you want to learn more about me, check out the link below and follow whatever direction you wish. Thank you so much, and may the kindest of words always find you.